Chapter 10 The 3D Hypno Ring. The next morning, George and Harold didn't arrive early at Mr. Crump's house to wash his car and ring show his roof. In fact, they were even a little late getting to school. When they finally showed up, Mr. Crump was standing there at the front door waiting for them, and boy was he mad. Oh, Mr. Crump escorted the boys into his office and slammed the door. "All right, what are you two this morning?" he growled. "We wanted to come over your house," said George, "but we were busy to figure out the secret of this ring. But we were busy trying to figure out the secret of this ring." "What ring?" snapped Mr. Crump. George held his hand and showed the ring to Principal Crump. "It's got one of those weird patterns on it," said Harold. "If you stare at it long enough, a picture appears." "Well, hold it still," snarled Mr. Crump. "I can't see the darn thing." "I have to move it back and forth," said George, "or else it won't work." Mr. Crump followed the ring back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. "You have to stare deeper into the ring. Deeper, 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 deeper." "You are getting sleepy," said George. "Very sleepy." Mr. Crump's eyelids began to droop. "I'm so sleepy," he mumbled. After a few minutes, Mr. Crump's eyes were closed tight and began to snore. "You are under our spell," said George. "When I snap my fingers, you obey our every command." Snap! "Obey," mumbled Mr. Crump. "All right," said George. Have you still got that videotape of me and Harold?" "Yes," mumbled Mr. Crump. "Whoa, hand it over, Bob!" George instructed. Mr. Crump unlocked the large file cabinet and opened the bottom drawer. He reached in and handed George the videotape. George stuffed it into his backpack. Harold took a different video of his backpack and put it into the file cabinet. "What's that video?" asked George. "It's one of my little sister's old Boomer the Purple Dragon sing-along videos." "Nice touch," said George.